Welcome back to another episode of Sips and Spirits, a podcast for lovers of both alcoholic and spectral spirits. And I am one of your co-hosts, Chelsea.
And I'm her co-host, or your co-host, their co-host. Who's co-host? Someone's co-host, Eric.
And we are a spunky couple who just attended Midsummer Scream.
Yes, so this is our Midsummer Scream kind of summary.
Bonus episode.
Bonus episode before we start our regular, back to our normal schedule programming.
Yeah, so if you've never joined us before, this isn't our typical episode format.
No.
But we really wanted to do something a little special before we kicked right back into our normal episodes, because we were on break to prepare for this event, actually.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. Anything else you need to add to that?
Nope. Let's get started drinking.
All right. So we created this lovely cocktail called the Hallows Summer in honor of the event. So
cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, it's warmed up a little bit. Still good though. We made this cocktail for the event, in theme of Halloween, vintage Halloween, or our interpretation of vintage Halloween.
Right. Did you want to talk a little about the cocktail, or?
Sure. So the cocktail is made up of Winchester straight bourbon whiskey, which we have featured in one of our episodes before. We did fresh clementine juice to them, limes, candy corn simple syrup, bring back that classic vintage Halloween style. We have a cinnamon stick and black sugar to spice it up more Halloweeny in that aspect of things. We love the color. It comes mostly from the simple syrup. It's a nice, folly orange, we think.
A nice bright, perfect Halloween orange, essentially.
Kind of thing.
So we added the black Remy salt to really get that orange and black.
Yeah, and then with the cinnamon stick, you get like that fall smell, and the fall flavor into it, without it being overpowered with just like cinnamon kind of thing. The bourbon hides very well in there.
I like that the tangerine, it tones down the sweetness.
Yeah, the tangerine.
And then the lime makes everything brighter.
Yeah, like it brings down the sweetness from candy corn. The candy corn saltiness helps it pop out a little bit. And then the lime puts it all together in that aspect of things. So on Friday evening, we got a chance to meet a lot of our friends. Some of them for the first time.
Yeah, because we're part of a online Facebook community called the Samhain Society, and we're all fellow Halloween spooky content creators, and we wanted to invite them to try this cocktail out in person and ask them a few questions to kind of use as
podcast material. So following.
So yeah, here's to that.
Here's to that, and that's so there was some adventures in that, and you guys will get to see.
Right now.
Right now. So welcome everyone.
Welcome to Sips and Spirits.
Yay!
Cheers!
Cheers! Scream edition.
Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers.
Clink, 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 clink.
So we created a special. It's called the Hallows Summer cocktail.
All Hallows Summer cocktail.
We got candy corn and simple syrup. Candy corn simple syrup. And we're gonna, before we jump into that, have everyone go around and introduce yourselves. Kind of share what you do.
What do you do?
And yeah,
Yes.
go first. We'll start with Eric, or from Eric's side, and
We work way around. Go for it.
So still me first.
Yes, still you first.
East Coast. I
really need booze, you guys.
Yes.
We'll take your sip if you haven't yet.
Okay, I'm James. I'm that Halloween bro. What do I do?
That sums it up.
Nailed it. So I have a party every year, and I try and create some fun things throughout the year to go along with that. And then I create reels, all Halloween style. It's kind of what I do. I'm not really selling it, but
They're very funny.
They're
really.
very funny.
If you check it out, it'll explain it better.
It's
Don't
quite
rely
a
on me right now. I can't explain.
contribution to the Halloween. All right, Miranda.
Miranda's Spooky Little Halloween. The blog celebrating October 31st all year long. Lots of party ideas, recipes, DIYs, tons of playlists over there. And then I also publish a full-size Halloween magazine.
Excuse me.
I don't have Not true.
Yeah,
Not true.
that's
I'm
not
Misty, wife of the All Hallows Geek, and I just work behind the scenes.
That's a lot of work.
So
It's a lot of work.
So important.
She need to burp again.
Ask her.
Obviously, we know burps.
Yeah, I'm Mike. I'm the All Hallows Geek, where we celebrate Halloween 365, 24/7. Really kind of putting the eek in geek, as I say. I cover on allhallowsgeek.com pretty much anything spooky pop culture that you can think of year round. So TV, movies, comics, games, toys, you name it. I'm covering it, and you can pretty much find me everywhere at All Hallows Geek on social, where I'm posting, Halloween. Like this time of year, I'm big about doing Halloween hunting and things like that. So you'll find that on Instagram and then events and stuff like that.
I'm Midge Munster. I am a YouTuber and content creator. We do all things campy, kooky, glamorous, and spooky. It's a blend of vintage and Halloween all year. And I am one half of Ghouls Night In podcast with the lovely next guest.
Hi, I'm Penny Snurk. I am the co-ghost with Midge on the Ghouls Night In, which is a spooky chat show podcast. And I also do Halloween and vintage fashion, some sewing projects, DIY, and just enthusiasm for all things spooky.
Perfect.
Groovy.
Yeah, and you guys know us.
You know us. Charles is on the floor.
We
and,
have
Eric's
made
right here.
everybody squeeze into our hotel room for
Yeah.
this.
We got kicked out of a few places. Causing trouble already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let us
And it is day one of Midsummer Scream.
Day one.
So we made this lovely cocktail for everybody.
Enjoy.
Yeah. So we've got clementines, lime juice, candy corn simple syrup, and Winchester whiskey, which we featured on an episode.
It's our first
but-
episode, wasn't it? No, second episode.
Yeah.
Second episode.
But yeah, so everyone, if you haven't had a chance, go ahead and give it a try. Lunch it. And feel free to throw out your
Thoughts?
thoughts. It's okay if you don't like it.
It's cool.
We were like, we know candy corn is always a hot topic of
No, I'm
debate in the community.
Slightly surprised how well it goes with the citrus.
Right?
Yeah,
So were we.
Yeah, it serves really nicely.
We wanted to do candy corn, and we were like, okay, well, let's do something we've done before. One of the spirits we went first, like, let's go Winchester. That's, classic bourbon. Let's go for it. And we tried lemons first. It wasn't putting well together, kind of thing. And then we're like, you know what? Let's try something. Let's keep it fall. Let's keep it orange, kind of thing. So we tried the clementines versus the orange because the orange was just too much sweetness.
I didn't want to feel worried about the orange being
Yeah.
too sweet.
Too sweet. So we did that. I was like, you know what? It needs a little more, and that's what we threw in the lime. And I was like, you know what? It's all nice together.
Just like the little bit of kind of saltiness that candy corn has kind of makes everything taste brighter. It's really good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And of course, you get this awesome orange color. You know?
It's gorgeous. Kind of spooky.
Yeah, I think it definitely has creamsicle vibes.
Yeah.
Which I like. I'm not usually a big bourbon drinker, but
Yeah,
it's
neither
all
am
very
I.
smooth. It's very
Yeah.
mild, and it's very delicious.
Well, Miranda, you tried the bourbon on its own. or-
How was it?
How was that?
Can you
It was
taste
excellent.
it?
I downed that in the lobby, and it was what, 2
Taste
p.m.
it in the cocktail. It's a different
No.
experience,
No.
right?
It is. I can't
Yes,
taste it
really.
at all.
All right. So, one thing we love to do in our episodes is play a Would You Rather. And Eric came up with one. Do you need it?
I don't remember. I don't remember the exact wordings. Okay, there you go. Look at that. Notes. Where are we at? Would you rather? Okay, so we'll take turns again. Let's go this side.
Yeah.
Reverse order.
Bounce back around.
So we'll start with Penny first.
Reverse.
Oh my god.
So I'm gonna ask a question, explain a little bit, so you guys can understand what I was going to do. So, would you rather encounter an apparition, like a ghost, appearing kind of thing, specter kind of thing, or encounter a physical entity, like more like a black-eyed child or like a cryptid?
I would rather experience an apparition because I feel like the physical embodiment would be kind of threatening, where a ghost, I feel like maybe I could just like blow it out of the way.
I thought you were gonna say because you don't believe in ghosts.
Well,
you were just gonna
You're not real.
I was existing in the world of the Would You Rather, where all of these things are possible.
Okay. I was like, oh, we about to get into it. Penny's like, well, actually.
She gotta take a drink for
Oh, the same thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Same question.
Oh, yeah, no, I'd rather physical body.
Cryptid, something.
You have a little
You
something.
have a little bit of
True.
I'm sorry.
I thought it was like your Cindy Crawford mold.
It's a beauty mark. It shows up after a certain hour when I become most beautiful. Physical something, cryptid, whatever, because you can't fight a ghost. I want something I can hit or stab.
Yeah.
If it's attacking, if it's like a cute, like if it's a hodag, I'll just give it a little pet. That'd be great.
Also, I think I need to sleep in a different room tonight. I don't want to get stabbed.
Don't attack me.
After this, all bets are off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with apparition just because I feel like, that's something that there's not the physical, like Penny said, there's no physical danger. I mean, yes, it could possibly still do something to you, but I feel like you might have a
There's no physical danger? What if it latches?
I mean, then at that point, it doesn't matter.
I'm not in control.
At that point, it doesn't matter.
I'm not in control.
It's like, Jesus, take the wheel.
Who doesn't latch onto Mike?
But I think it's a safer bet go with the apparition.
No, I gotta go with physical something rather.
We are split 50-50.
I know.
Because I want to try to befriend it. Whatever it is.
Cast charm.
Okay.
So since I live with a ghost, I'm gonna right. I think I'm gonna go with physical, just for something different,
That's it,
in
right?
case, because I'm used
There
to
we go.
apparitions.
I'm gonna go with the apparition. I don't want anything physical because I don't want another roommate. There's a story that don't.
In your world, this was happening in your person.
Honestly, while you were out like that.
Okay, Chelsea?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with apparition too.
Okay, I guess we're
feel
split
like
50-50.
I know. Yeah.
Because I'm with Midge, I'm fighting this thing. Whatever it is, I'm top of the food chain. Let's go, bring it on. That was very.
Like they might throw things around, but it's not gonna.
So now do we split off with our team and fight each other?
I know, right? Let's who can scare who.
Finish them.
Since we're in a hotel room, everyone grab a pillow. It's a global pillow fight.
I mean, what are you guys gonna do? Those of you who want to meet the apparitions, just face fans at us? Yeah. Hope that we just blow away.
And be like,
I gotta drive back in the.
You're gonna Ghostbuster us.
Ghostbusters.
there we go.
All right, so we changed up our podcast a little bit this last section. The last 10 episodes, we've been doing a spooky spirit one episode and then alternating with creating a cryptid cocktail. Now, we had some very fun logistics issues planning those episodes.
God.
They were not recorded in the order they were released.
It's like,
because
what
of how we
recording?
had to plan it out.
Yeah. You have to record the cocktail episode after.
Because we pull the cryptid card in the spirit episode. It was crazy.
It was crazy.
So we decided to remove that from our episodes, the spirits episodes. So what's gonna happen is you guys are gonna help us plan out our next
Episode.
6 cryptids.
Okay.
So everyone's gonna get to draw a cryptid card.
With that, we're coming up on our last call.
Yes.
So, I'm going to throw a curveball. I'm sorry.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. So, we want you guys to go around, once more, reintroduce yourself, but then tell people where they can find you, your socials or whatnot, and then one thing you cannot wait for at experiencing at Midsummer Scream, especially because I know we have some Midsummer Scream virgins in this room. So
Who told you about that?
A little birdie.
I know everything.
Which side are we starting
I think, yeah, ready?
Sure.
Alright.
Speaking of virgins.
Midsummer Scream virgins. You guys are jerks. Jeez.
Yes, so I'm Penny Snark, and you can find me all over the internet at Penny Snark, or at Ghouls Night In Pod for the podcast. And I am a huge Brian Fuller fan, so I am extremely excited to see the Fangoria panel on Sunday.
I am Midge Munster. You can find me all over the place at Midge Munster on YouTube, on Instagram, on my website, on Patreon. And yeah, you can find me and Penny at Ghouls Night In Pod on Instagram and listen to us wherever you catch your podcasts. I am probably most excited, well, I'm also a big Brian Fuller nerd, but also to see Christine McConnell. That is my other, she's a big inspiration of mine.
All right, I'm Mike, again, the All Hallows Geek, so you can pretty much find me anywhere at All Hallows Geek, and of course at allhallowsgeek.com. You can find me Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all those places at All Hallows Geek. What am I most excited about? Oh god, it's kind of a toss-up. I'm gonna cheat and give 2. I'm gonna say panels-wise, I'm really looking forward to the Monsters Kids panels with all the kids of, the classic monsters, our grandkids, I guess, technically. Excited about, but I'm also excited about seeing the Spirit Halloween movie trailer on Sunday. So.
I'm Misty. Yeah, you can just find me on Instagram at Misty Wilton. I'm just most excited about shopping. Valid shopping. Very valid.
Miranda's Spookyla Halloween, SpookylaHalloween.com, and pretty much that same very long name anywhere on social media. And honestly, I think I am most excited for moments like this, spending time in a room with all my spooky friends that I've made since I started this project. They are.
And so are we.
So are we.
And C.
Yeah,
Q vitamin C. Oh, it's me again. Okay.
Oh no, we're actually done.
So Miranda wrapped that up pretty right.
I'm James. I'm That Halloween Bro, and you can find me online at thathalloweenbro.com, Facebook, Instagram, the most recent centerfold in. I'm sorry. Thigh huggers, if you're listening. What am I most looking forward to? I have to kind of agree with both Mike and Miranda. One, I'm looking forward to the panel for the Monster Kids tomorrow. I grew up on those movies, so I'm really digging that. And then I think I'm just digging the company. Something to be said about people like Halloween people. So I'm digging the company. It's rare that you get that opportunity, so I'm soaking it in.
There you go. What about you, Chelsea?
Well, I mean, we're kind of doing the thing I was really looking forward to.
There we
So. It had a lot of hiccups, but also to be expected.
It's just from all the drinking.
I'm actually really looking forward to the
Put your
show.
hands on
Yes.
With Peaches
I'm so
Price.
excited.
Gosh.
You told that I was looking forward to direction as well.
Yeah, we met Peaches before, and
She's tall.
yeah. So learning some new drag queens too.
Yeah.
And just now we have 2 little ones, and getting both of them to experience this and meet the people that we're always talking about and getting to be with everybody. So yeah, that's for me.
That's it.
And you?
I'm looking forward to the raccoon show. Yeah.
Same wavelength.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's about it. We're gonna go ahead and cheers.
One last time.
One last time. Thank you all for coming and squeezing into our tiny room.
Clink,
Cheers,
clink,
everybody.
clink, clink, clink.
Cheers.
Happy
Clink.
Midsummer Scream.
Happy Midsummer Scream!
And we're back. Unfortunately, because of the way traveling works, not all the members were able to come at the same time. So we still wanted to get them their little goodie bags of treats for them to get the idea how to make this cocktail. And we also wanted them to be part of our podcast still. Mm-hmm. So when we were out in the con floor on different days, we caught some more members that we wanted to talk to and be like, hey, can we record you for our podcast? And we went and did that over there.
Yeah, so we pulled them aside if they were able to give us a few minutes, and pretty much followed a similar format, but more condensed. Minus without the alcohol, because I think Midsummer Scream and the convention center probably would have frowned upon us mixing up cocktails in the middle of a showroom floor.
Yeah, I don't think they'll let me do that yet. Maybe next time.
All right, so here's that footage.
Here's that footage. There you go.
Hello, everybody. My name is Andrew.
Devin.
We are the guys behind Your Best Halloween Ever. We are a seasonal blog in the fall. We do daily posts starting mid-September, running all the way through Halloween. It is a labor of love, but at this point, it has brought so many just wonderful things into our lives. Like meeting friends like this. Oh my God! Like the way our hearts are just like runneth over this weekend.
What do you do?
I write, I do baking, I do crafts, I do it all. So come find us at
And
Your
I
Best Halloween
do
Ever.
the costuming. I take the most of the pictures that you see finally posted. I do the editing, and I kind of make it all look and feel presented in the proper way we want.
So it's a true collaborative effort.
Yeah.
Come find us at yourbesthalloweenever.com. We have a newsletter called The Daily Boo. Last year I published a collection of our short stories. We are just all about helping you have your best Halloween ever.
Your best Halloween ever. Your best Halloween ever.
Yeah.
So, back in the room, we were able to make everyone the cocktails, but unfortunately, we can't do that here on the showroom floor.
Generally
They're not
frowned
gonna-
upon.
I will survive and he doesn't drink them.
Sneak in alcohol.
But so we've got a little cocktail goodie bag for you instead.
You are so sweet.
Oh.
So
Yes.
there's all kind of treats in there for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it'll have the cocktail recipe for you and
Awesome.
some of the ingredients you need to make those cocktails.
So grateful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, be sure to let us know what you guys think of the cocktail.
Done.
Make
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
I will use my very discerning Midwest palate, which will garner no results for you. I'm sorry.
And as you guys, possibly have heard, maybe not. I know not everyone has had a chance to catch up on the podcast. There's always so much going on. But the last 10 episodes, we've been alternating between doing the spooky spirits and then talking about cryptids. So we pull a cryptid card and then create a cocktail. So we have asked all the Samhain Society members to pull a card for us to help us plan the next few cryptids.
Where are we going to find you?
Your Would You Rather, honey.
Would you rather?
I skipped
Would you
it.
rather? Oh my God.
We didn't do the cocktail, so it threw me off. So
I play every episode.
Would you rather?
I forgot what it was. Yes, I remember. Okay. Would you rather encounter a ghostly or spiritual spectral person like a ghost, shadow people, kind of like that, or an actual physical entity like a cryptid or let's say something kind of like a monster kind of thing? Can I say both? Can I get a ghost of a cryptid? Like I would love like a full tilt like the Hodag ghost, like just a dead Hodag to be like, what's up? They're like, hi Hodag.
Leave it to Devin to raise the bar.
There we go. I want to mash. Okay.
I'm gonna probably have to go ghost because I feel like you can communicate with them. Maybe, perhaps they may not have the best of intentions. They may still want to hurt you, but I feel like you just got a better shot of communicating with like a ghost or a spirit than a barcast who is adorable but would probably tear me limb from limb.
Yeah,
So.
there we go.
Team Ghost.
Over at the hotel room, it was 50-50 ghost and apparitions.
Oh my God.
And I'm keeping it 50-50 because I will do both. There we go. There we go. There we go.
All
Awesome.
right, so just one more time, tell us who you are and where we can find you.
Yeah.
And,
So we
Your
are-
Best Halloween Ever at yourbesthalloweenever.com. Your Best Halloween Ever on Instagram, even on Pinterest. And we're just a seasonal blog, so everything really actively starts early September and goes through the entire month of October.
And we've got a couple special surprises in store this year. We're doing things a little bit different, ways we haven't done Your Best Halloween Ever before. Tune in. We cannot wait to celebrate with you.
And also sign up for the Daily Boo.
Oh yeah, the Daily Boo.
And while you're waiting for all the surprises, don't forget these guys have a wonderful book to get you in that Halloween.
13 Tales for Halloween. There are 12 stories that were published on our blog, an exclusive 13th, which actually, a little spoiler. So the 13th story actually casts the reader as the main character. And one of the folks that I had in mind as I was writing it was Chelsea.
What?
I was thinking through a few different members of the Samhain Society, because it's very I did this, I saw that, and I was trying to think from other people's perspectives, and you were one of them. So yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys so much. Hope you're enjoying Midsummer Scream. What has been your favorite part?
This
so
is
far?
Meeting Christine McConnell.
Yeah, so we met Christine McConnell.
Being humbled
I don't
quickly
think
by
just
Christine
meeting
McConnell.
Christine McConnell. What's the other part?
So we met Christine McConnell. We had a lovely conversation. She is just the nicest, kindest soul. She's going to be joining us, following along on Your Best Halloween Ever this year, which we're like, oh my God, she knows who we are. But really, I mean, if that 100%, but also just meeting and hanging out with other members of the Samhain Society, it's just, oh my God. The fact that the universe has led us to this moment is just, I will be forever grateful, forever grateful. So.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And cheers. Imaginary cheers. And we'll catch you soon. All right, thank you. We're here with Bianca. And Bianca, can you introduce yourself and what you do?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Bianca. Online, you can find me at Spooky Mountain Magic. I am a new Halloween creator in this world. I love everything paranormal, Halloween. So I'm starting to work on my 2022 autumn bucket list, getting that ready for everyone. And I am going to start diving into paranormal. I have a lot of paranormal content that I have not released yet. So I'm going to start diving into that. And this year, of course, I'm making itineraries for Salem, Massachusetts, and being a Sleepy Hollow local. I am going to start making itineraries, so if you're looking to travel, let me know. And I would love to make an itinerary for you.
We're going to have to hit you up on that.
Let me know.
Yeah, so originally when we got to do this with the group on Friday, we were all together and we mixed up cocktails for them. Yeah. Unfortunately, Midsummer Scream's not going to encourage us doing that on the show floor. So instead, we have a little cocktail kit for you.
Oh, stop it! Thank
This goes with the envelope I passed on earlier. So, but it was missing some important pieces. So, but we'd love to hear your feedback or just your opinion about the cocktail when you get a chance to mix it yourself.
Absolutely, I will. Thank
the recipe
you.
card and all the basic ingredients are in there to start helping you make that cocktail.
Perfect. I cannot wait.
Yeah. So on our podcast, we always play Would You Rather.
Okay.
Eric's the master of the Would You Rather. So, honey, you want to go ahead and...
So, would you rather encounter a spectral ghostly apparition like a ghost, a shadow person, something you can't touch?
Okay.
Or would you rather encounter something more physical like a cryptid or a monster?
Ooh. Oh. Okay. So Give me a ghost. Give me a ghost. Yeah, because if I encounter a cryptid, it's like thinking about Bigfoot, for instance. I can't outrun him. That's not gonna work. So give me a ghost.
All right, my logic.
Not gonna work. Yeah, I could only run so fast. I'm 5'1", I have short legs. We could only go so fast. So give me a ghost. Give me a ghost.
That's good.
And then the second thing is the last 10 episodes, we've been splitting up doing Spooky Spirit and then cryptid cocktail. So we introduce a cryptid, learn a little bit about it, and then we create a cocktail with it. And we are asking all the Samhain Society members that we run into over the weekend to help us pick out the cryptids. So we actually brought our cards with us for you to pick a card from.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. So I make a drink with the card?
So we'll be making a drink for you. Yeah. So, and we'll be incorporating this part of it into our episode.
Oh my gosh.
How have you been enjoying Midsummer Scream?
Oh my gosh. So this is my first convention and I will say I'm in my element. I first of all, just meeting the amazing, our whole family are like, has been beyond words. And of course, just seeing everything. There's so much to see and do and learn, and like it has been truly an experience, and I'm looking forward to come back next year. I love it. I don't know if 3 days is enough.
Agreed.
I don't know.
So just one more time, if you could share your name and then where people can find you.
Absolutely.
Because we want to make sure that you're found.
Absolutely. My name is Bianca, and on Instagram you can find me at Spooky Melanin Magic. Thank you, everyone. Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Here's our little ghost cheers.
Cheers.
And thank you.
I love you.
And we're back.
Oh, jeez, you caught me mid sip.
So, now we're going to do a little highlight of our experience through Midsummer Scream. Before we get started,
we need a little disclaimer just because any like complaints or comments that we're going to have about how the event was carried out, we're just speaking from our own convention experience.
Both convention of, either attending or working conventions. And there's nothing against Midsummer Scream. We understand there's a lot of logistics behind them, a lot of rules that they have to follow that they can not go around, and a lot of situations that, that is put upon them as a requirement versus them want to do certain things a certain way.
Right, and we wanted to have the disclaimer just to make other people who haven't attended conventions before or haven't actually been behind the scenes of a convention before realize that there's a lot more to this than what you as an attendee are seeing. So with us being attendees, we're trying to be very understanding, but it's like we're hoping, if anyone from Midsummer Scream is hearing this and any of the things that we happen to reflect negatively on, we want you to know it's not negative on the event itself, but it might be something for you guys to take into consideration.
Or to be able to discuss or bring to the table to future events and be like, hey,
exactly.
Some people mentioned this, is there something we can do about it kind of thing. Running a convention, being a volunteer convention is very different from running a haunt at your house. Your house, your rules. Convention center, it's their house, their rules. And we're just playing there kind of thing. So something to keep in mind when you hear our comments from them.
Yeah. So let's kick off with Friday afternoon. Actually.
We showed up to a Midsummer Scream and they're on 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah, thereabouts. So we were already planning to gather with, I feel like it was kind of a spur of the moment. We weren't expecting to do lunch, but we all got invited to group together and do lunch. So we did that, and then because people were going to have a wait time to check into their places that they were staying, we invited anyone who was interested to come up to our hotel room, and we were going to mix them the Kalapalooit. So that's one of our cryptid episodes we've done before, if this is your first time joining us. So we let them try that, and then we just kind of sat around and chilled and talked for a bit, caught up, reflected and enjoyed the moment of just being amongst real people instead of just our virtual happy hours that we do once a month.
Yes, so it was great to get to hang with them for a little bit, just before everything started, kind of like a pregame situation, and then I'm glad that I got able to mix up the Kalapalooit. For those of you guys who have done before, if you do it without the ice cube or the ice ball, and you just use like regular ice, you still get the cool effect of it.
It's still just as good too.
It's still just as great. Just do the simple syrup, the ice, and then float all the ingredients on top of it slowly, and you still get the cool layered effect that the Kalapalooit is all about.
Yep.
Kind of thing. Following that, we went to finally get our badge pickup.
Yeah. So it was they started badge
5 o'clock.
Opening at 5 o'clock, so you could get in line and start to get your passes and whatever. So we did our badge thing. It was a little chaotic.
Now, the situation was
I
interesting.
heard that was just for Friday, because it sounded like everyone else who came, like from Saturday
onwards was pretty good.
It went pretty smoothly. At least if you were a gold pass holder. can't speak for general admission.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone in our group opted
to
splurge a little bit and not have to worry about the things that you would be restricted with just general admission.
You know, and for our situation itself, you know, Chelsea got upgraded to be press media this year, and we had a call pass for our little Monster and Boo.
Mm-hmm.
So after Chelsea got the media passes, I was in line waiting to get the little ones as gold bat passes, and you know, like we mentioned earlier, it's nothing against the conventions and the Midsummer Scream. It's just what skills or assets they had available.
Right.
You know,
and they're still a baby convention.
You know,
because the conventions we've worked at before
have been
around
for 10 plus
They
years.
were like, because I think when we were working, that was like it's year 25 or 30 or getting close to it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of growth and learning experience. And my tip to Midsummer Scream would be like reach out to other conventions, ask about their line management tactics.
You know, or you know, reach out to their conventions and be like, hey, can we borrow some of your line control people? Some of them are willing to be like, hey, we just need you to
even just to train
your
volunteers, or at least have a staff member guiding the volunteers, because I think the volunteers weren't quite sure how to properly execute whatever the idea was. Because it was kind of wonky, we're not gonna lie.
Yeah, but you know, once we got things
eventually
going,
we got in and it was all good.
We got in. It was the badge check wasn't a big deal. You know, we did. I loved having the QR codes on our phones. Makes it easy.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it. I saw a lot. It made me laugh because I kept seeing a lot of people having their QR codes on paper, and I was like, oh, so old school. But you know,
not everyone has a smartphone.
You know, but yeah. So having it, once we got stuff, it was very easy. We got our badges, we got our straps, and we, you know. We got our pins for that, and we got in, and now from then on forward, it was pretty good, pretty straightforward kind of thing, you know. And the first thing we hit was the exhibitor hall, because Friday wasn't a lot of events that we were interested in going or much interested in happening, you know, actually. So we got to try to walk around the exhibitor hall with our little ones.
Mm-hmm. We were trying to like get a lay of the land, because we know there's just something about Midsummer Scream's exhibitor hall where no matter how you try to plot it out, you still end up
missing stuff,
getting confused, or missing a whole section, and you were sure you had a rhythm and a pattern going.
Midsummer Scream, a suggestion for you guys. I've seen it very rarely in other conventions. I've seen them in some conventions that are very big, but what was it said?
A directory.
A directory
like
key?
Maybe in the little breaks, like when you have the 4-way cross section. In the middle, you guys had trash cans, which was great, but you could easily put a sign or even a standee that would be like a "You are here."
You are here kind of thing, just to get an idea kind of thing.
To help people like assess, like, oh wait, yes, I did
you know,
move over one, or somehow I skipped a row, or you know, because there's so much, and they have vendors.
All throughout.
Wall to wall, honestly. There, every corner, there is no empty wall space without vendors against it. So it's very easy to miss something.
Exactly, kind of things. You know, and we get it. Some of your vendors require different size spaces in that kind of situation, so it makes it hard to cookie cutter all out. But a few times when Chelsea and I had to have arguments like, we went those. We're like, no, we haven't. We haven't gone this. Or like, and then we'll go there like, oh, I think this booth on this row. It's like, no, it's not on this row.
Yeah. It was entertaining for sure.
Kind of thing.
So.
But overall, you know, we always love the vendors you guys have there. We
love the variety.
We like the variety of stuff.
We would love a little bit more Halloween vendors. Like we get it. Horror is more predominant. There are more vendors who are doing horror stuff, but I would really love to see some more, even like maybe a couple more antique booths that are selling the vintage reproduction things, or they've got to be out there.
They got to be out there, but they also have to want to come to
right and apply. But we don't know the whole process.
Yeah,
so
it depends. You know, like it depends who comes and wants to apply. Depends who fills the spots, kind of thing.
Well, and I think we discussed this with our friends too, about how it's also dependent on whatever the theme is.
Yeah.
This year. So this year they said vintage Halloween. I feel like it should have been called more retro Halloween, as in like the 80s and 70s horror Halloween. So, like, when you're thinking the Halloween movie or...
It was more like slasher films versus, like
Yeah,
Dracula
it definitely had
and
like the 70s and 80s versus like thinking of the 1920s to the 1950s, like the tissue paper Halloween decor kind of thing. So that was my initial impression. So I was off.
That's what she was like, all like writing on the whole time before getting like, oh, we gotta get our costumes vintage, like and this and that. I'm like, okay, cool. And we get there and it's like, slashers.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? But no, overall, like I said, Exhibit Hall was still very fun. Our little monster was very distracted.
Yeah, she's at an age now where she wants to shop.
She wants to shop, and so she wanted to stop at every little booth.
What's that?
Luckily, our little boo was asleep the first time around, so it made it a little easier, but it was still kind of hard to watch her walk around. And again, that's just our family dynamic. That's what we have to deal with,
right?
And whatnot.
So after that, some of us were still kind of catching. They had like a few things going on outside of the exhibitor hall. So some of our friends were doing that. So the rest of us kind of congregated in one corner of the concourse and waited for everybody. And then once everyone finished up, we headed over to our hotel lobby. You picked up some pizza from the Fourth Horseman.
Yep. If you get a chance to check them out, not a bad price for pizza.
Only half a mile away from the convention center.
So. Walking this from the convention center, so you're staying close by. It's great there. It's a great place. You can order your pizza online or in person or over the phone, and then they'll get it ready for you. Good 16-inch size pizzas. So Fourth Horseman, thank you for a good meal. Yeah. They have a wide variety of pizzas, and some of them are like sounded really weird, but we got them. And they're actually pretty good. I have to say, Hot Trash is actually a very enjoyable pizza.
Well, and me and Little Boo, we both enjoyed Rosemary's Baby quite a bit.
Yes, Little Boo just devoured that little over the weekend kind of thing. But yeah, no, overall it was a good experience and whatnot.
And then, as you guys saw, we gathered eventually with a few hiccups, but we made it to where we were and did our little questionnaire for our podcast that you guys saw. We wrapped up with the gathering. Everyone said their good nights, and we all headed off. Well, we got to stay in our room, and we got to kick everyone else out.
Hey, you guys gotta go home, and whatnot. So that was that on Friday.
Yeah, so that was Friday.
Friday, Saturday morning comes around.
Yep, and we got our little vintage outfits on. We looked adorable.
They're adorable. Our son did not want to wear his.
Yeah, so he wore little cute overalls and he still looked like he walked out of the 1950s. So it worked.
Yeah,
and we headed over. We took advantage of our early hour admission and checked out the Halloween Museum and Gallery. I was in love. I didn't want to leave.
Halloween Museum and Gallery. I apologize for my son wanting to take your display.
He loves pumpkin pails.
He saw pumpkin pail and went under the ropes to go grab his own pumpkin. He was like, nope, you can't put that, please.
I know, it was so quick. Like, next thing I knew, I saw like 3 staff members heading in our direction. I was like, what's going on?
No, and I would say this about all the staff. Our children interaction. They were very understanding. They're very going like, okay, just keep an eye. Kind of. It wasn't
the
like
event staff and the convention center staff were always very nice and helpful and understanding with us having children.
Yes,
so
I
they
do
were always
appreciate
like,
that.
we have an elevator, because we spent half the time. We just opted to carry the stroller up or down the stairs because the line was long for the elevator and they only have one. And we're like, the handicapped people need it more, and our kids can walk. So.
Yeah, they can walk their lazy butts.
So
our little monster was
understanding.
enamored with the escalator, so they always wanted to take up and down it.
So Little Monster wanted to take the escalators, but we had the stroller, so we had to decide. Half of us would have to wait in line for the elevator, or we'd just carry it up.
Down. Yeah. After the museum,
I went to the Winchester Mystery House panel, which was so cool. I'm very excited. They're going to do a bunch of stuff. And I'm not usually a haunt person, but I might have to go to Winchester this Halloween season.
I'm excited.
I'm scared, but it sounds so cool. I really want to go.
We just have to figure out the logistics to make it
Yeah,
happen.
we need to find a babysitter.
My mom's close by. She can swing by for like an hour or two. She would love to. Anything you want to say about Winchester?
Anything I want to say about it?
Yeah, because you're excited for the haunt.
No, am I supposed to say something?
Oh, no, just...
No, I mean, it was a really cool panel. I loved seeing the guest speakers. It was the owner and their marketing team, and then, like, I can't remember I think the events coordinator, and then they had like 3 different people who they brought in who have already started working on the stuff that's going to be happening in October. And so they all kind of had their spiel, and it was great to just see. You could tell how much they genuinely love the Winchester Mystery House, just for itself being this historic building, and just the legacy that Sarah Winchester left behind. So it was really, really cool just to get that vibe and that genuine feeling. So at one point I thought I was going to start crying because I was just so touched by how much they all love the house. And they all shared a little spooky experience each of them have had. And it was funny because like a couple of them are like, oh no, I'm totally a skeptic. And then the rest were like, oh yes, it happens. And I try to pretend there's nothing going on.
And you guys have heard my experience with Winchester House at one time we went there. But yeah, no, I did catch the end of it when they were talking about their experience. I was like, oh yeah, that's a good stuff right there. But
after that,
unfortunately, because while Chelsea was there, I knew the kids would not be able to sit through the whole Winchester panel. I decided to take them to the exhibitor hall to the pumpkin patch area.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did that while I was in the panel.
And and they have some,
You caught the Marionette show there, right?
I caught the Marionette show, and that was very, first of all, Marionette player or performers. There, that's what I'm looking for. Amazing work what you guys do. I love Marionettes. I think they're the coolest thing ever. I love them mostly because the mechanics behind them is like always like trying to figure out what is it that they move to make this move happen. So it was amazing. Little Blue Monster were very intrigued by them, but at first Little Monster was kind of questionable when they really came closer to her, kind of thing. And
leery?
Leery, yeah,
okay.
yeah. Leery about it gave me Pinocchio vibes, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Is that how she kind of felt of it? Like, it's like, I'm curious, it's cool, but like,
are you real or are you not?
Like, stay over there, kind of thing. They had a lot of marionettes, really cool styles. They had vampires marionettes. They had skeleton marionettes. But they're very cool and whatnot.
So then we wrapped up the Winchester panel. You guys came to meet me. You got a couple cards for me. They were handing out little cards of the concept art. Mm-hmm. So you found 3 of them for me, or 2 of them for me, and I got one when I was leaving.
Yeah.
And then we went, because there was a panel I was really looking forward to. It was called The Monster Kids. And we went upstairs to get in the line. And we were like, yeah, our kids aren't going to make it through this line.
Nope.
So we moved on and decided to head back down and see what the Hall of Shadows was going to be like.
Yeah.
Because every year they have Cal Haunts, who are a haunt builder group. Midsummer Scream has had them design a little entryway and a path to lead into the haunts that they have at Midsummer Scream. And it usually ties into the theme that they're going with. And this one was really cute. I really loved it.
It really funny because the first one was Scooby-Doo. The first one.
Okay, so before you go into the details of each house, but so the theme was vintage Halloween, right? So every house was like a 80s or 70s themed movie. And so you walk in and it's like you're walking down the street on Halloween night. Mm-hmm. It's really, really cool. It warmed my spooky little heart. It's what I needed. It was that little Halloween serotonin shot. I was craving because they had people outside and little lanterns on each porch. So if the lanterns were lit, you were supposed to look around for someone who had a little candy bucket. They were handing out candy like trick-or-treaters, or like people handing out candy to trick-or-treaters. And if the lanterns weren't lit, so each house had its own individual pumpkin. So if the pumpkins weren't lit, there wasn't someone there to hand out candy.
That's interesting.
I was like, that's so cute.
Well, and like I'm not going to go into detail of the house, but I did want to mention the first house being Scooby-Doo.
Mm-hmm.
And our kids really being Scooby-Doo fans.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And then we're wanted to like go into the house.
Yeah, they wanted to go into the house because like the house had in the like living room fake facade that you could see through the open door with like Scooby-Doo episodes playing on the TV. So they like wanted to go in and they saw like all the characters on the scene. Little Boo tried to give Velma her glasses.
Yes, she because her glasses were off the ground. She tried to pick him up, but they were glued to the ground, and then he saw Scooby's next. Like, oh, one doesn't sit.
Yeah.
Like, no.
But yeah, so they had Gremlins and Halloween, and they had Evil Dead. The Evil Dead cabin was one of them. I'm trying to think of the other ones.
I don't remember. I just remember the Gremlin ones.
Yeah, well, the Gremlins was pretty neat because they
Poltergeist?
I don't know. Now I know Art's sideshow had the Poltergeist display.
Yeah.
But I know I took a video, so you guys will see that if you're watching this on YouTube. The whole little walkthrough of the Hall of Shadows. But then we took a quick glance around. There were already lines kind of building up, so we didn't really get in line for anything at that point. And the kids were getting kind of fussy, so we decided snack break.
No, we did go to one of the haunts.
You guys did go to one, yeah.
And then we went to the what's it called? The Calaveras.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did walk through the Calaveras.
The Day of the Dead.
They had a display. It was the same people who did the display at Season Screamings, but they made it more.
Less Christmassy.
Well, it was Halloween.
Yeah.
And Day of the Dead
themed. Yeah, that kind of thing. And I do love their art style there, and so it's very neat to have walk around and whatnot.
I do wish we'd walked through it one more time because I felt like we didn't get enough time to get to read each of the signs.
And they do amazing work on their decorations and whatnot, so that's always cool to have. We did get to go to one haunt.
I didn't. He went with Little Monster.
I would love to do more haunts, but again, with the kids and Chelsea not wanting to do haunts, it's like, I'm not going to wait in line for an hour while they wait for me because that's not fair kind of thing.
Well, now we know that we can take them to Pixie Hollow and you can go do the haunts.
Yeah, we can do that kind of thing. But we went to a house haunt. It was pretty neat. They had 2 scare actors in there. The first time on this day when Little Monster went through it, she was kind of okay by it kind of thing because it's kind of like in the middle of the day. It's not like it wasn't too intense in that, but it was still a little fun, cutesy, and decorative in that aspect of things.
Yeah. So then the kids were kind of like getting a little antsy and a little bored, like they seemed off. So we decided to do a snack break, and I knew that the Pixie Hollow Pumpkin Patch has tables to sit at, do crafts, so we thought maybe we'll go over there, let them do that, see if a show happens to pop up, and we got a book reading from Spooksy Boo, and we got to see Psychic Buster.
Which is a very entertaining show in itself. I'm always very curious the whole prize he does. The envelope prize.
Oh, that one was funny.
And like how he does it to make it like, always be the wrong one. In that situation. Yeah, that was cool. And then the artscraft, they had little drawing papers. We can color them. They had one of those scratch black things where you could become rainbows. I don't know what they call them. And then they had pipe cleaners and little balls and little boxes.
Yeah, they had a bunch of different activities.
Oh, sorry.
So once we checked the time and we're like, oh, it's about half an hour to the next thing that we wanted to check out, which was the Night of the Living Drag show.
Yes, the one events we were really looking forward to.
So we practically tore Little Monster away from the craft table because once she realized this table is full of stuff that I can just do and craft
play around. If it was up to her, we would stay there the whole
We
weekend.
would have been there the whole weekend.
But so we went over to the drag show, and once we got inside, we were luckily enough to be able to be
We were second row.
Second row.
People were
on the
like
left.
afraid to sit in the front. And
Yeah.
we were like, oh my God, yes, put us there.
We'll go there. We'll be in the front. We get, excuse me.
And we were lucky, because we had the stroller and little Boo had fallen asleep by that point.
Yeah.
So where we sat, the row in front of us had like an empty spot that I think was probably meant for like wheelchair
Probably.
a person, or just to stagger the rows. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we were able to put little Boo right there in the front, so we didn't have to like worry about putting the stroller off to the side and one of us sitting in the back to keep an eye on the stroller.
And
it was so much fun.
So much fun. And one the event, Peaches Christ, always an amazing hostess. She just brings in the energy, and all her performers were amazing.
You guys have like a whole bunch of new fans here.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because
all of you guys.
had Oceana, Natasha Nightmare did the burlesque show, and then there was Lex the drag queen, Dragpool. I always say Deadpool, but it's Dragpool. Then we had Mr. He, and then wrapped it up with Miss Clairvoyance, and unfortunately I didn't get Miss Clairvoyance's tag partners' names. But every single show was super fun.
Super great kind of thing. So if you get a chance to check any of them out, I recommend checking their shows out. If you're into that, if not, then
And if you were there, tell Midsummer Scream how awesome it was, because we want them to come back. I would love to see another drag show.
We'd love to come back. Midsummer Scream, this is a very popular show. I recommend you try to get them up to the main hall.
Yeah, don't put them in second stage. It was packed.
It was packed.
And there was not enough room for everyone who wanted to go.
It's a great show, the great performances. Like I said, Peaches Christ brings in the crowd, and all their performers were amazing. We were just like, my energy was up the whole time.
Ladies, you rocked it.
You guys all rocked it. At first, Little Monster was a little kind of like, I'm not sure about this.
She was a little leery. She's like, I'm not sure what's going on here, Mom and Dad. This is weird.
But then once, I think it was the third performance.
I think when, Lex the drag queen, her act was done to Calling All the Monsters.
And that's a song Little Monster knows. And as soon as she heard that song, she goes, oh, this is my jam kind of thing. So she started getting into it, and whatnot. And she lit up with Mr. He was on the stage.
Oh, yeah.
She did a great job, and that was a great performance. I mean, they all did a fantastic job.
Yes, they really did. We loved every single one. And once we got to Hocus Pocus with Miss Clairvoyance, our Sally was
like, it's like, this is, I get it, it's cool kind of thing. So it was fantastic. And
I would say, they advertised it as being family friendly, and I don't have any complaints. We had a blast, but definitely for parents who might not be comfortable, keep in mind it is a drag show. So for those who don't know what drag is, it is men dressing as women, like in the full getup. There was also a burlesque performer. So, and Peaches didn't have a filter, so lots of swearing, which is fine. Dragpool was rather intimidating, even for some of us adults. A little bit more on the gore graphic side for a drag queen.
But outside that,
But yeah, so if you're not prepared to have those kinds of conversations with your children about burlesque dancing and what it is and what drag queens are, maybe try it when your kids are a little older and they can ask their friends, and because you don't want to explain it. But
if I give it a rating, I'll be like PG-13.
Yeah.
Kind of thing,
Yeah, I mean, I would say PG. Yeah. So if you as an adult aren't aware exactly what burlesque and drag queens are, you might want to
freshen up your knowledge.
Look into it first before introducing your kids to it. If you know what it is and you're comfortable with it and you want to expose your kids to it, like
Peaches Christ, a great show in San Francisco. We have not gone to it yet, but I hear great things about it.
It's just, there's always schedule conflicts. We loved the drag show.
We loved the drag show.
Please bring it back again.
It was one of our highlights. I wanted to go check it out this weekend, and we got to see it. We had to see it front row, and it was amazing.
Yeah, totally worth it.
Kind of thing.
And then we decided to, we were kind of getting ready. The kids were done at that point.
They were tired, a long day of commitment.
Yeah, little Boo was starting to wake up, but he was like, we're still here. So we decided we were going to swing by the exhibitor hall to pick up a purchase we made Friday night.
And it's right here hanging next to our faces.
Our new little set piece.
Little
Is it
pieces.
not gorgeous?
We saw it on Friday, and I turned to Chelsea, and we said, we're going to go home in one of those. So
And
which
I was
one
like,
do you
I'm
want?
so glad you said that.
Because and luckily we bought it on Friday.
Yeah, because they were sold
when
out.
we went to pick it up on Saturday,
They didn't
sold
have
out.
any.
Sold out. So luckily they were able to they were able to hold it for us, for the time being, and then so we were able to pick it up on Friday, and I'm glad we were able to get it up for this little.
Yeah, we just were waiting to pick it up, just because we had our car and we have kids. We were just worried about the kids getting into the box and messing with it. So
Kind of thing.
So yeah, we picked that up, and we picked up another set piece, which isn't on display yet. But when we have our new episodes, you're gonna see all the fun things that we bought, because that's kind of, I was shopping for the set. I was using that as an excuse.
Kind of thing. After we decided to come back to the hotel, we got a babysitter for our children. My brother
We
came by
grabbed some food and
whatnot.
I can't remember what we did for food.
We just kind of snacked, kind of thing. We didn't really get food and whatnot.
Oh no, yeah, we all met by the food trucks.
Is that what we did?
We did the quesadillas.
Oh yeah.
The birria place didn't have any more birria.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Because these were good though. I wish they had a little less onion, but they're good food.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. We dropped my kids off. My brother, he came over to our hotel to watch the kids.
So we could head over to the after dark party.
After dark party. If you wanted to take your kids to the after dark party, there was a little child running around. It's not bad for, let's say, kids, teenagers kind of thing. Toddlers.
I don't see why. So, because we had reached out to Midsummer Scream asking, are children allowed? Just because when I had attended previously, I noticed, a lot more people than this time had kids there. It's a party. Now, they're like, oh, there's going to be drinking. There are gore elements. It's more adult themed, which it just seemed kind of like how it was in previous years. They have 2 bars set up, which they have bars throughout the convention center too as you're walking around during the day.
So the alcohol was there.
So I don't get the aspect in that regard. I was like, well, maybe there was going to be something on the stage. They were going to do some performances or something that might have not been kid friendly. I personally didn't see anything, but keep in mind the party doesn't start till 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Ends at midnight, I believe.
So if it's your little one's bedtime, they're gonna be cranky.
You might not want to leave them out, especially if you're hoping to have a peaceful day on the convention floor on Sunday.
Kind of thing. And the party was fun. I have a few issues with the music they were playing, but it was still enjoyable. We had a great time with our friends hanging out there.
The music was fine, but just we wanted more Halloween spooky music. I felt like, so that it was hosted by Lovecraft. I didn't understand why they didn't just play Lovecraft music the whole night. It would have even been fun if Lovecraft was like, we're going to sneak in some of our future songs.
That'd be fantastic.
Right?
That'd be cool. Skeleton Sam, oh my God. Oh, your just energy up there. I wish I could have it. And your dance skills are amazing.
We love you.
We love you.
We were trying so hard to catch you all throughout the convention center. Never found you.
Yeah.
I really wanted a picture, but
we saw it stays there now. It's fantastic. It's a great job there. And we do love Lovecraft music a lot.
Yeah, we're big Lovecraft.
As you guys have seen in our reels situation. But yeah, we had a great time at the dance with our friends and whatnot. We got to hang out with Mr. He again.
Yeah, Mr. He came and joined our group.
Little group
kind
a little
of
bit.
Excited.
So Mr. He.
I was trying really hard not to be all starry-eyed and a weirdo creep fan. But
Mr. He, if you ever want to join us at Sips and Spirits, let us know.
We'd love to have you.
We will have you around. We will introduce you to some of our cocktails, and hopefully you enjoy them, and we can go from there in that aspect of things. But yeah, That was a party. That was Saturday.
That was Saturday.
And came the dreadful Sunday.
Why is it dreadful, honey?
Because we have to say goodbye.
Because
it's the end.
I'm going to start crying. Because we have to say goodbye. You just hit me.
So we got up. There was one show Chelsea wanted to catch. But before having, let's go back again to the Hall of Shadows. Let's do one more walkthrough to see if there's anything that catches our eye. Maybe something little Boo or Monster wanted to do. We'll see in that situation. So once we got to the convention floor.
Well, because Little Monster had been asking to go back to the pumpkin patch.
Yes.
Right? So you took her there.
Uh-huh.
And you let I don't know what Boo was doing, but you hung out with the kids, and I was like, hey, I think I'm going to go...
Yes. So
explore the floor.
Yeah.
See what we might have missed while we were distracted by trying to keep the kids from taking things off tables.
AKA, she made her shopping list and thinks, okay, this is what I want.
I went window shopping while he babysat.
God dang. Again, trying to get her away from this table was like pulling teeth. She's like, I don't want to go. I want to stay here.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have little ones and you have somebody who doesn't really care much for the whole convention aspect and just wants to sit down and, do that, Pumpkin Patch at Pixie Hollow, whatever it's called, the team there, and they're going to have a blast there because they have shows running every hour or every half an hour. They have arts and crafts. They have a place to do slime. Luckily, my kids are not into that yet. But if your kids are into that, they make slime and whatnot. And they change it up a little bit every year on what things they have to be used. No, but it's definitely a place you can just have them chill there. And your friend, partner, or babysitter who doesn't care much for the shopping or the convention or just itself. They're just there to be
yeah, and it wasn't like a kids only area. But what I did appreciate is on Sunday they ended up putting little ropes up, just to kind of and they put a sign on them reminding people that this is a kids friendly area, that area specifically, so no alcohol within this area, just as a reminder, because there were a lot of people, we saw it on Saturday, who were just sitting there and drinking their beers, but they'd leave the cans and the cups there.
Yeah.
And it's like,
pick up your trash, people.
Come on. Really?
Yes. We bring snacks, we pick up our trash, you pick up your trash.
The entire event is for the adults. Can't you just leave this one area for the kids?
I know,
it peeved me a little. So I was really, really grateful seeing, and I would have been annoyed even without kids. Seeing adults being adults and in the kid-specific area.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
Not okay at all.
So I had no problem seeing that sign there and being like, good on you.
Good on you. So we did get to go to Hallows Summer one more time. Little Monster wanted to go to the same house that she went to the first night. And this time she was more like a little, she knew things were going to happen. And so she was like, when she went to the room, she looked around, okay, I noticed there was somebody there. And then
she was anticipating it.
She was anticipating, saw them, and was like, oh, and then jump kind of thing. And whatnot. And then she wanted to try a different one, but the anxiety of trying to wait for that light kind of got to her.
Meanwhile, I was over with Little Boo they had a little vintage carnival set up, which was so cute. I want you to make that. That's like my dream is not doing a haunt, but I want to do a little carnival setup like that.
That is easy
for
the
that house.
That is easy to do. Yes.
Like when we have our own house.
Design it and I'll make it for you.
I think that'd be super cute. Just a bunch of carnival games. Encourage kids to come out trick or treating.
Trick or treating for kids. They need trick.
Kids need trick or treating.
Kids need Little Monsters tagline. But yeah,
so
check that out.
we found there were a couple other displays within the haunt area beyond the little street that they had set up. So they had Michael Myers' house, and different scenes from the movie were happening in silhouettes in the windows, which was really fun. And they had a cool little graveyard from The Haunt with No Name.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what it's called. The Haunt with No Name is the name of the haunt. And I don't know who did the house. I couldn't find the sign for that. But yeah, they had some neat stuff.
Yeah, some very neat stuff.
I still haven't mustered up the courage. Maybe my year 5, I'll finally do it.
You gotta bring yourself with some of your own.
Me and Penny Snark will have to
check it out.
Muster it up, because Penny told me she started to go in one and she was like, nope, I'm out. I changed my mind.
Nope, you gotta do it.
Maybe if Penny gets brave enough, then I'll get brave enough.
Or maybe she's waiting for you to get brave enough.
And then Spooky Little Halloween was like, oh, we totally forgot to make you go. I was like, good.
Yeah. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. And whatnot. After that, we decided to go check out.
Make our final purchases.
No.
What did you forget?
Did you forget?
Oh my God! I forgot the Halloween Spectacular. I'm jumping all over.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
We went to go to do one more show. The Halloween Spectacular at Macau Theater.
It was a
vintage
radio show.
Want something to like be different to watch, something that's entertaining and it's still Halloweeny.
Go to Theater Macabre.
Theater Macabre. They always have some really cool things that are going on, and like the first couple of years that we've gone, when we just kind of pop in there, we always see something very cool. We saw Twirly the Clown one year, and that was fantastic. Mm-hmm. This year, we knew this radio show was going to happen, so Chelsea wanted to go check it out.
It sounded really cool. They were like, it was a live performance of a vintage radio show, and I was like Haunted Honeymoon?
Yeah, so you've seen Haunted Honeymoon. It's a very similar...
It has that kind of format.
Yeah, kind of thing. So it was very cool, very awesome, really enjoyable. Unfortunately, I had to leave halfway through it because Little Boo, the changing of lights kind of freaked him out.
Oh, yeah. So once they had, the room was pretty well lit, and they had a cool little chandelier in the room, which he was in love with. Mm-hmm. But they dimmed the house lights because their performance had actually mood lighting, so the lights would change based off the mood. And when it dimmed or it just not blacked out, but it switched immediately into the blue light, mm-hmm. He really had a hard time with that. He couldn't handle it. So you took him out.
Mm-hmm. You guys kind of hung out.
I think you guys came back, right? No?
Not until the end. Not until it was over.
So, but I caught it, so you can watch it again.
Yeah, so it was
really, really fun.
It seemed really fun. It show kind of thing. The acting that I saw was very great. Mm-hmm. So far. So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it was just a sample of, I guess, during the Halloween season, they'll be doing the full performance is 5 different stories.
Oh yeah.
So it is like a whole radio show the whole time.
That's cool. So
I think there's more audience engagement.
We'll figure out a way to maybe go catch him sometime.
That'd be cool.
Kind of thing. Then we went back to Exhibitors Hall to do our final purchases.
And we have his prints, and we have a visitor. Speaking of cats, I'm gonna just let you sit there. So yeah, we didn't go too crazy with the shopping, but the things we got, some of them were higher ticket items.
Yes.
So
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we were excited for all the things we got. Our spider was amazing. We had to go home with it. Kind of thing.
We were like, if we buy nothing else.
Yes, kind of thing. So, and like Chelsea mentioned earlier, it's it's not that we don't like the vendors that are there. It's just that
we also tipped the drag show.
Yes.
I think that's important. So you tip your drag queens, okay? They were doing a virtual tipping jar, which I feel like I'm going to share somewhere. You can still add to the tipping jar.
Yes, go share it.
So,
if you didn't get a chance to do it yet, you're waiting to get paid after your convention, or want to see if you still had money afterwards, tip them. Because, oh my God. Queens, because that's how they buy their amazing clothes and wigs.
So, I feel that show was worth paying for. So.
Yes. I would have paid mine to see that show.
Yeah.
Real life. Kind of thing. Excuse me. My eyes are itchy. I'm allergic to you, cat. But anyway, and that was it for our Midsummer Scream experience. We had a lot of fun. We look forward to going again next year, and hopefully we can figure out better logistics for our friends and us to be able to hang out together. Hopefully we can figure out a way where we don't have to drive back the last day. We can stay a little longer.
And, I do want to just repeat, we may have sounded like we had a lot of complaints, but we love the event. If we weren't happy with it, we wouldn't keep coming back.
It's something like if you guys end up having a suggestion box or something, we'll be willing to give you guys our experience. We've never run a convention center, so we don't know the politics kind of, but we have worked at conventions before, kind of thing.
So we get it.
So we get it. We understand, how it is and whatnot, and we understand how attendance can be, for lack of better words,
a little entitled,
unaccommodating, uncooperative kind of thing. So it's it's one of those situations where it's kind of like you experience and you learn, kind of thing. Especially if you guys have repeating volunteers, they all have their war stories. The war stories.
But we do love Midsummer Scream, and we've been going. This was our 4th year.
Yes.
We will be coming back again next year.
Yes.
Very unlikely we wouldn't. It would have to be some very crazy, drastic, knock on wood,
financial or life-changing experience kind of thing. We're hoping to head out to see some screenings again this year.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. And hopefully things go well for that kind of thing.
So it is time for last call.
Unfortunately, it's time for last call. Close your tabs out. You guys can find us on most social medias, if not all.
We are on
a lot
the
of
big ones.
Big ones. Facebook, Twitter.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. TikTok.
Twitch's not a thing anymore.
And we do have a website, sipsandspirits.com, which you can also email us at any time if you want to reach out to us about anything. Sips and Spirits. Oh, sorry, you guys. The website, Sips and Spirits. So our email would be contact@sipsandspirits.com. We have quite a few of these recipe cards left over. So if you guys want, you can shoot us an email, and we'd be happy to mail it out for you.
Yeah, we can mail it out for you. You guys can have a little Sips and Spirits.
Yeah. Speaking of, we're starting an email list, and everyone's who signs up for the email list gets a virtual version of this card. So, and then a link to the cocktail, which is always found on our website. We have a whole tab of cocktails.
Yes.
For the cocktails that we create.
Cocktails we created, cocktails that we've featured in this episode as well. Yes?
Not on the cocktail. Cocktail tab is just for the cocktails we've created.
These are cocktails
in the episode show notes, we do link to the other cocktails.
So these are cocktails that we created ourselves. We did 5 for the cryptids last couple episodes. And we've done a few.
We've created 1 cocktail each for every party we've done.
And then we did a cocktail for the Violet Fog.
We did create a cocktail for Violet Fog, and we created a cocktail for Here in Spirit for Midsummer Scream last year when they did a little event.
Yes.
Ooh, hello, Wall.
Yeah, and then this cocktail that you guys can find in there as well, kind of thing. For those of you guys who have been long-time listeners, our logo has changed.
Yeah, we have a new logo. We're so excited to reveal.
In that situation, so that sort of things. So that's it for us.
And it's got our handle. Our handle is the same everywhere, just like our website.
Yes.
Sipsandspirits.com.
Or Sips and Spirits at Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Not Twitch, TikTok.
Why do you keep saying Twitch?
We don't play video games live, not yet. We'll make that happen later.
Hey, you.
Have Chelsea play horror games online.
So, thank you guys for sipping along with us.
Until next time.
Cheers.